At some point, usually late at night, when everything is quiet, a strange realization shows up. You're earning more than you used to. You're doing what you were told to do, working, progressing, moving forward. But money still feels thin. Not gone, not catastrophic, just close enough to notice. One unexpected bill away from tension, one bad month away from panic. And what makes it unsettling is that nothing looks wrong. Lights are on, bills are paid, life keeps moving. But beneath the surface, something expensive is happening. Something almost no one talks about. Because the real problem was never income, it was margin. Margin is what stands between calm and chaos, between choice and obligation, between freedom and survival. Most people don't lose money dramatically. They leak it, quietly, through decisions that feel normal, socially approved, widely encouraged, rarely questioned. This is not a video about budgeting apps. It's not about cutting coffee, and it's not about grinding harder. This is about installing a different operating system, a set of minimalist rules that change how money behaves around you. Rules that work even when motivation disappears. Rules that protect you when life stops cooperating. Rules that make being broke surprisingly difficult. Let's start where the leak usually begins. Appearance. Most people don't realize how much money they spend trying to look stable. Not rich, just fine. The right phone, the acceptable car, the lifestyle that doesn't raise eyebrows. Nothing excessive, nothing extreme, just normal. But normal is expensive. Normal is financed comfort. Normal is monthly commitments stacked on top of each other. Normal is silently trading flexibility for approval. Every upgrade meant to improve how things look quietly reduces how much freedom you have. Real financial security doesn't announce itself. It doesn't shine. It doesn't flex. It doesn't explain. Liquidity is quiet. The moment you stop spending to look okay, money behaves differently. Then comes the second mistake. Most people try to save money by fighting themselves. They skip small pleasures. They track tiny expenses. They discipline every coffee. It feels responsible. It feels adult. But it rarely changes the outcome. Because the real damage isn't happening there. It's happening in the background. Rent that locks in pressure. Payments that never pause. Subscriptions that never leave. Fixed costs don't care how your month is going. They extract money whether life is smooth or falling apart. Minimalist money thinking doesn't ask, "What can I cut today?" It asks, "What is guaranteed to drain me every month no matter what?" Lower those, and everything else gets lighter. Saving feels easier. Saying no feels easier. Breathing feels easier. Most financial stress is just obligations that refuse to renegotiate. Now consider something rarely counted: maintenance. Every object you own wants something from you: time, attention, energy, money. Every service wants renewal. Every commitment wants follow-through. And when life gets busy, maintenance turns into emergencies. Emergencies turn into spending. Minimalism isn't about owning less for aesthetic reasons. It's about reducing the number of things that can break and demand money when you least have space for it. Fewer demands, fewer surprises, fewer moments where money suddenly disappears. Then comes the rule people misunderstand the most: delay consumption, not joy. This is not about denial, it's about control. Most purchases are emotional. They feel urgent, but they aren't permanent. Time exposes that. Wait a day, the intensity softens. Wait a week, the desire weakens. Wait a month, and most wants quietly vanish. Time is the cheapest filter you'll ever have. People who always seem to have money don't want less. They just refuse to buy immediately. And that single habit saves more than any budgeting trick ever could. Now here's where structure matters more than discipline. Savings is not what's left. It's not a reward. It's not optional. It's a rule. You pay it first, not because you feel responsible, but because the system demands it. When savings depend on mood, they disappear under pressure. When savings are automatic, spending adapts. This isn't about willpower, it's about removing the decision entirely. Then there's the uncomfortable rule. Debt that steals future flexibility is expensive, no matter the interest rate. Not all debt is equal. Some debt limits movement. Some debt demands consistency. Some debt quietly traps you in a version of life you can't exit. The real cost isn't money, it's obedience. Before taking on debt, minimalist thinking asks one question. If my life changed tomorrow, would this force me to keep going anyway? If the answer is yes, the price is higher than it looks. Now comes the shift that changes everything. Stop measuring wealth in things. Measure it in time. Not net worth, not status, not lifestyle. Time. How many months could you live if income stopped? That number reveals your real position. Because money isn't power. Time is. Time gives options. Time absorbs mistakes. Time turns fear into patience. When you think in months instead of money, spending becomes clearer. Every purchase becomes a trade. This for that much freedom. Budgets fail because they assume life behaves. Minimalist money assumes it doesn't. Instead of perfect forecasts, you build buffers. Extra cash, extra margin, extra room. Buffers turn disasters into inconveniences. They don't look impressive, but they're the reason calm people stay calm. As income grows, most people make one final mistake. They upgrade pressure. Bigger lifestyle, more obligations, more things to protect. Minimalists cap lifestyle and let surplus grow. That surplus becomes leverage. Leverage to walk away. Leverage to negotiate. Leverage to rest. You don't feel wealthy because of what you buy. You feel wealthy because of what you no longer have to tolerate. And in the end, it all comes back to one quiet truth. Simplicity compounds. Not just financially, mentally. Fewer decisions, fewer mistakes, fewer emergencies. Most money problems aren't math problems. They're decision overload problems. Reduce the number of decisions you need to get right, and money starts staying where it belongs, almost effortlessly. That's how people always seem to have money. Not through luck, not through hustle, but through rules that protect their future selves. One final note. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Everyone's situation is different, and you should consider your own circumstances or qualified professional before making financial decisions. If this felt calm instead of stressful, that's intentional. Because when money becomes quiet, life finally gets loud again. This content is provided for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. Everyone's financial situation is different, and the ideas discussed may not be suitable for all viewers. Before making any financial decisions, consider your personal circumstances and consult a qualified financial professional.